That Rudder Guy. That Rudder Guy. That Rudder Guy. Podcast with Lyman Rate.
Hello and welcome back to That Rudder Guy podcast. I am your host, Lyman Rate, and today we finish up character building in this episode 21 of the podcast and part 6 of this series. Now, I have gone over a lot of things over the past 5 episodes, and I'm going to recap them, but I want to say that your characters can be as complex or as simple as you feel they need to be. Don't think that if you have 5 main characters, or 3 or 2 or more than that each one and everyone has to be complex. They don't have to be. You can give them all varying aspects of the character build as well as different types of character arcs. Each one can be unique, and each one can be one that a reader can like, or if you have different readers that can like different characters. In the first episode, I touched base on what can make a good character base. You should devote time to deciding what you want your character to be like and how you want your readers to read or envision them to be like. Readers are smart when it comes to deciding how a character will look, act, and behave when they are reading. It's not uncommon for a reader to be surprised when the author announces that a character they have fallen in love with was completely different in everything they do. If you have done your work, you can make it easy for them to see your character in every aspect. In the next episode, we talked about making them as real as we are. Now, it's not completely possible to make them 100% real, but we can get pretty darn close. By using emotions, feelings, and allowing these to be shown to the reader, then we allow the reader to become immersed in the character and their well-being. It's amazing as to what can be told through emotions and feeling. The death of a loved one, a pet, a friend, or anything else personal to the character can cause emotional turmoil for the reader. I know when I was writing one scene, I thought I would be stoic and not have any feelings or emotions as I was writing it. I was completely wrong in that I ended up crying about the death of my character's horse because I could feel his pain, his hurt, his suffering, and his loss through how I had wrote the scene. I can tell you that if you cry, get happy, laugh, think you are crazy, or get into the flow and the emotions or feelings of what you have written, you will potentially do the same to your readers. From there, we talked about things to avoid when character building, and one of the big ones is making them perfect. They are anything but perfect and shouldn't be unless that is the intent, and the reason is we as humans are not perfect. We are flawed, and that will never change. If you make them perfect, you will need to be able to explain why, and that can be harder than it might seem. And by just saying, because I wrote them that way, and that is that, won't cut it with your readers. They will want an explanation. Another thing to make sure you avoid is making mistakes. They need to make mistakes. These ties into flaws. It is absolutely normal to make mistakes. Again, they're not perfect characters. Don't let them act that way. After that episode, we began to wind down the other half of the 6-part series and touched on dialogue. Your dialogue needs to be consistent from the start of the book or series throughout the book or series all the way to the end. Unless you have something happen to your character that alters their overall being, such as maybe having a heart attack, becoming paralyzed, and having problems with that and their speaking or mental capabilities, the characters must be consistent. This is not only in their speaking, but also their thought process, how they act, how they react, and do things over the course of the book or book series. Along with the dialogue, you need to keep in mind the setting in both time period and language period. Don't cross-contaminate the language with a different time period, or you can throw off your readers. Most people, when reading a book, will read it straightforward, but they will have ideas already of how things should sound, how things should be placed, and it can be a surprise to find things vastly different. If you do decide to change things up, make sure you do it in a way that helps the story along and doesn't hinder it. Then we move into the 5th part, which is all about the character arc, and there are 3 different types of character arcs. Good or positive character arc, a flat or neutral character arc, and a bad or negative character arc. As the author and writer, you need to decide when you create your character what type of arc you want your character to have, and then develop it. One of the more common ones is the flat or neutral character arc. However, you can also adapt and mix them within a character, starting out as a positive character arc, but ending up as a neutral or negative character arc. Just know that however you do it, you need to ensure that it is, again, consistent from start to finish. Character building and creating can be a lot of fun, but it can also create headaches and arguments within yourself that might make others worry about your sanity. I know my wife has wondered about mine from time to time, but she knows I'm either world building or character building, so she leaves me alone. Your characters can be as complex or as simple as you wish them to be. With the right amount of work, the right amount of uniqueness sprinkled in from time to time, you can create characters that your readers will enjoy and become fans of. And that is all the time I have on the subject today, and I want to thank you for listening, and I hope you have found this helpful and informative. I've enjoyed my time with you, and I look forward to being with you in the next episode. And if you've enjoyed your time with me here today, I do ask that you please come over to my Facebook page, That Writer Guy Podcast. Give me a like or follow. And if you have episode ideas or just want to comment on something that I've already discussed, you are more than welcome to do so. You can send me a message about your episode ideas or about what you've heard, and I will be more than happy to read them and reply in kind. I look forward to next time, but until then, keep the words flowing, the ideas going, and happy writing.